So I have 2 3/4 cups of all-purpose flour here in this bowl. To that, we're gonna add 1 1/2 teaspoons of table salt and a 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder. We're just gonna whisk that together to combine. Okay, now we're going to work in 6 tablespoons of lard that we've cut into 1/2-inch pieces and chilled. We're rubbing the lard into the flour here until the whole thing looks like the texture of wet sand or so.
Okay.
This is kind of what we're looking for, this kind of look of wet sand here. All right. Now we're going to add 3/4 cup plus 2 tablespoons of cold water. We can switch over to a spatula. Just begin working the flour into the water. We're really just looking for the dough to start coming together. You can see that most of the dry flour has been absorbed. So now we're going to turn this dough out onto the counter, and we're just going to knead it a few times to really bring it all together.
Well, that came together really quickly.
Yeah. So we're going to divide this dough into 8 equal pieces. We're going to weigh the whole dough here.
All right.
So if you don't have a scale, you could just do this by eye.
Yeah.
All right, now we can just take our dough balls and we're just going to run them on the counter here into nice, tight balls.
Can I do one?
Yeah, please do.
All right.
See how easy the dough is to work with.
Yeah.
Last one. We're going to refrigerate it until we're ready to use it. For at least 30 minutes, we're going to cover it with some plastic wrap, but you can really make this up to 2 days in advance.
Okay.
We're going to start working on our refried bean filling for our turnovers. Here in the skillet, coming up to temperature and melting nicely, 4 tablespoons of lard that we melted down over medium heat. And we're going to add 1 cup of finely chopped onion. Cook that onion until it's nice and soft, and it takes about 4 minutes. Our onions are nice and soft. To that, we're going to add 2 cans of pinto beans that we've drained off here. These are 15-ounce cans. And we're also going to add 1 cup of chicken broth and a teaspoon of table salt. And while these cook, we're just going to start mashing these with our potato masher. We're going to cook these and mash them until we get the consistency of refried beans. It takes about 8 minutes or so.
Well, those look like refried beans.
Yeah, they taste like refried beans too, but even better. All right, so we're just going to give a final taste for salt. Plenty seasoned, really nice. So we're going to let these go into a bowl here and let them cool completely before we start filling our turnovers. Let's talk about chilies.
All right.
When you're in New Mexico, all green chili sauces are made with Hatch green chilies, okay? Hatch is a catch-all phrase for any chili that's grown in Hatch, of which there are over 150 different varieties. So the term is a little bit vague.
Interesting.
All right? And outside of New Mexico, it's hard to get Hatch green chilies. So we're gonna be using our cousin, Anaheim chilies. The chili's a little bit more watery, and the base level of heat is a little bit lower.
Interesting.
So because the base level of heat is a little bit lower, we're gonna throw in a jalapeno.
Even up the playing field.
Yes. We have 2 pounds of Anaheim chilies here, along with our singular jalapeno. In order to char these chilies nicely, we're gonna throw them under the broiler. The broiler's set to high and the oven rack is about 6 inches from that broiler element. We'll let them go on both sides for about 5 minutes per side until the skin is nicely blackened.
We'll get you right back to the video. Check out Cook's Country's newest book, The Complete Cook's Country TV Show Cookbook.
Over 16 seasons and more than 600 recipes are condensed into this cookbook, jam-packed with every recipe we feature on the show, plus stories, tips, and reviews.
Go on the road with Cook's Country and tour the U.S. through food. Get inspired by dishes from restaurants, regions, and chefs all over America.
All in this one convenient cookbook.
To order your copy of the Complete Cook's Country TV Show Cookbook, scan the QR code or visit cookscountry.com to continue your Cook's Country journey.
Julia, look at these gorgeous chilies.
Ooh, I could smell them.
So we're gonna throw these into the bowl here. We'll let them cool down for a bit. Now, a lot of people will think that when you put the chilies in a bowl, cover them with plastic wrap, that's to help the skin steam off. And that's not really true, because look at these skins right now. If you look at them the wrong way, they'll fall off. So what we're doing by covering the bowl is we're trapping the steam and we're continuing to cook the flesh of the pepper, which is important because you want it to be nice and soft and tender. Okay, so we'll just let this sit for a good 10 minutes until they're cool enough to handle.
Okay.
It's been 10 minutes. We can uncover our chilies here. Get that waft. You know.
Oh, it smells grassy, but
Yes.
a little bit charred.
So we're just going to begin peeling the skins off. Now, you can do this a couple of ways. I have a spoon here for you. I like to just start it off. Like I said, you barely even need the spoon. They'll almost peel themselves.
Oh, yeah. Is one of these bowls for skins?
Yep.
All right.
Just throw your peeled chilies up there in the corner. And one thing you never want to do is you never want to wash them.
Yes.
You never want to remove all that kind of roastiness that you've just imparted on those chilies. Now, we'll give them a chop. So I'll just remove as much of the seeds as we can. Now with the jalapeno, we're going to leave the seeds in. So we're just going to chop off the stem. And then we're gonna go ahead and dice this into a 1/4-inch dice with the seeds in there. Again, leaving the seeds in there gives us a little bit of extra heat, which will mimic those New Mexican hatch chilies. All right, and we'll just chop all these up in 1/4-inch pieces. All right, so we're gonna clean up. I'm gonna wash my hands and get back and start making our green chili sauce.
Okay.
We're ready to build our green chili sauce now, and I have 2 tablespoons of lard we melted over medium heat there. To that, we're gonna add 1 cup of finely chopped onion. We're gonna let this cook down until it's just beginning to soften, about 3 minutes. Our onions have been cooking for about 3 minutes and they're just beginning to soften. To that, we could add 3 minced garlic cloves. All of that cooked for 30 seconds to get all fragrant. And now we're going to add a tablespoon of all-purpose flour, and this is really just to help thicken our green chili sauce. So we'll cook that for a minute to take the raw edge off the flour. And now that that flour's been cooking for a minute, we're gonna add a cup of chicken broth, a teaspoon of table salt, and all of our Anaheims and our singular jalapeno. So we're gonna let this come to a simmer, reduce the heat to medium-low, and we'll let it cook for a good 6 minutes until it's nicely thickened and tightened up. It is finally time for us to roll out and fill our turnovers. So Julia, if you wanna give me a hand.
Yes, please.
Start off by flouring your counter.
All right. Thank you,
Get
sir.
that for you. And a dough ball for you, and a dough ball for me.
Oh yeah, these are nice and cold.
Yeah. So a little flour on top. Now we're gonna roll these out into 7-inch circles. I always like to start off by just pressing it flat with my hand. Then we could switch over to the rolling pin.
All right, any tricks here?
I typically just roll from the middle outwards in one singular direction, and I turn the dough a 1/4 turn each time.
Okay. Yeah, I'm good.
All right, great. Now we're gonna add the cheese. So I'm gonna go with a 1/4 cup of cheese for each one of these.
Okay.
So you're gonna measure out the cheese, put it in your hand, you're gonna give it a squeeze.
All right.
Okay? That's just to keep the cheese put while you fold it over.
Okay.
And so this is a mild cheddar. We have all day, we have about 2 cups of cheddar.
Okay.
Now we're going to add our beans. So we're gonna add a 1/4 cup of our refried beans that have been fully cooled
Right on top of the cheese.
on top of the cheese.
All right.
So we're adding a 1/4 cup of refried beans to each one of these. All right, now we have a little bit of water. You just wanna take your brush and brush the edge of the dough with a little bit of water.
All right.
Now we wanna fold the turnover over top of our bean and cheese mixture here
All right.
and press on the far side just to seal it.
Okay.
When I'm doing this, I also like to kind of press down and push the filling outwards to the sides because it tends to group up in the middle.
Yeah, that's a lot of filling.
Oh, it's a lot of turnover.
It is a lot of turnover.
And then just go ahead and press it to seal.
All right.
All right, and then we're gonna go back to our water and just lightly moisten the edge of this arc here.
Okay.
When you add too much water here, it's gonna make it a little bit difficult to crimp. So you wanna begin by folding over the corner. And I like to just kind of push it over my finger, kind of pull back, push it over my finger.
Well, I like making a pie dough crimp.
Right. It looks really nice, actually.
Yeah? All right.
That looks really great.
Oh, thank you. I got a little funky at the end, but
It's all right.
I see.
You're a first timer.
Exactly.
All right, so we'll continue rolling out the remaining doughs and filling them. And the great thing about these is you can make them a good 24 hours in advance and keep them in the refrigerator.
Nice.
Let's keep on rolling the dough, keep on filling them.
Okay.
I have 2 quarts of peanut oil coming up to 375 degrees. Before we drop our turnovers in, though, we want to put a little bit of an air hole in the top of each one.
Aha.
So about a 1/2-inch air hole for the steam that's created while we're frying them. We'll check our oil temp. We're looking for 375 degrees. There we go. Perfect. Now we can add 4 of our turnovers. We'll just lay them in there nice and easy.
Okay.
We'll let these fry until they're nice and golden brown. It takes about 3 minutes per side. So these have been frying for 3 minutes, and we'll just give them a flip.
Oh, those are beautiful.
So yeah, nice and golden brown already. Another 3 minutes on the second side. All right, so these have been frying for a total of 6 minutes.
They smell delicious.
Well, and they look delicious too, don't they?
Goodness, those are gorgeous. Oh, I can see those little blisters in the dough.
Okay, and we'll just drop the remaining 4 turnovers in the hot oil and let them go for a total of 6 minutes, 3 minutes per side.
Okay.
Here's our finished green chili sauce. You see it's thickened up nicely.
Oh, yeah.
Nice and warm.
It's beautiful.
Yes.
I love the golden color of these.
Yeah, these fry up so nice.
And that blistery top.
Love it. All right, and we're not done yet. We are going to smother our turnovers with the green chili.
Oh, yum.
I get a nice layer on top.
So it's as much about the sauce as it is the filling.
Oh, absolutely. Again, we're in New Mexico. How dare you?
Ooh, there's the kick. That's good.
So good, right?
Oh man, the flavor of those chilies. It's so grassy.
And you get some of that smokiness from the broiling that we did.
Yep. We hope you enjoyed this video and tune in for more.
Hit those like and subscribe buttons so you never miss a single one.
And if you're ready to take your cooking to the next level, try our digital all-access membership, where you can stream every season of Cook's Country anytime, anywhere, and always ad-free.
Plus, you'll gain unlimited access to all of America's Test Kitchen fail-proof recipes, unbiased reviews, fresh episodes, exclusive offers, and more.
Just scan the QR code or head over to cookscountry.com to sign up for a free trial. And while you're there, sign up for our free newsletter and download our app.
And let's make something great together.